The views and opinions expressed in this podcast should not be taken seriously. All jokes and banter are not meant to be taken up the ass. And no, you may not talk to my manager. So get back to not doing your homework or not doing your job and enjoy the Rollin' Thick podcast.
Are you ready?
Rolling thick, rolling thick.
Hey, what is up, you guys? Welcome back to the Rolling Thick podcast. I'm your host. My name is Teddy.
And I'm Bunz.
Yeah, we back.
We're back for another
Consistency,
episode.
motherfuckers.
Okay, let's not jump ahead. We're only on episode 2.
Hey, you gotta.
But we're here.
Yes,
2
we
in
are.
a row. Then when we get 3 in a row, then we'll have a party.
Man,
Maybe.
I'm so glad we're back on the podcast.
I know. I miss doing it.
Yeah, today we're doing Christmas traditions.
Yes.
It's gonna be a lot of Christmas up in this December.
Yes. Well, man, if somebody in chat comes through that celebrates a different holiday, I'd like to hear their traditions.
Do you know any other holidays besides Christianity's Christmas?
I mean, there's Christmas and Hanukkah. Those are pretty much the big ones.
And then there's when is Hanukkah?
I didn't say I was an expert.
All I know is that it's 8 days, right?
Maybe 8, 10, 9? I don't know. Again, you did not say what do you know. You said, do you know? And I said, I know Hanukkah. And now you're asking me like I'm some expert.
Okay, Hanukkah.
I should know better as my children are part Jewish.
They're part Jewish?
And their dad's Jewish. So,
go ask him.
But we've never celebrated Hanukkah. But his family did to some extent.
So Hanukkah's does it change? It says Sunday, December 18th through Monday, December 26th.
That's about right.
So yeah, 8 days.
Is that 8?
Yeah. 8 plus 8 is 16. 16 and 10 is 26.
Yeah. I don't understand the math you just did, but yeah.
That's what my head does it like that. I don't know what that.
I know. You're cool. It's fine. I don't do math.
So, what is Hanukkah? Is that like the Passover and all that shit? I learned it from South Park.
I don't know.
I learned it from South Park. So, like, the whole... I
was just going to talk about my own family tradition.
It's because you said, like... I'm going to Google real quick. What other holidays...
I was just being general because I was like, maybe chat will come through with some of their holidays and maybe they have different ones because we've had some interesting podcasts with people of various backgrounds. So if they happen to like pop in, they'd be cool.
Chinese New Year's? What? So Chinese New Year's, Christmas, D-Wall, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, and last Posadas?
Until like February.
Yeah, I know Chinese New Year's in February. I know that.
Okay, okay. Just making sure.
For what day was it? Typically celebrated on the 26th, Boxing Day. Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
United Kingdom, the former British colonies. Boxing? Ooh. Yeah, so Kwanzaa's the other one I know of.
Yeah, I feel like I should ask you a bunch of questions about Kwanzaa just because you're like, well, you said you knew it.
Joke's on you. Hanukkah. I have the internet at my disposal.
Yeah, I can't because then it'll make your face disappear and no one will see it.
December 26th to January 1st.
Sounds like fun.
Ooh. It's an annual celebration of African American culture from December 26th to January 1st, culminating in a communal fest called Karamu. I'm probably butchering the fuck out of that. Usually on the 6th day, it is created by activists based on African harvest festival traditions from various parts of the West and Southern Africa. They have like the candles too for like. That's tight. And you slut.
We got a Christmas tree today.
Oh yeah? Did you decorate it all in one day?
No.
No, it's just
so
up.
we have 2 trees now.
Oh, you have a fake one and a real one?
Yeah, so we put the fake one up, and the littlest one and I decorated most of it today. We've been slowly decorating it, getting the silly little puppy used to the tree, make sure she's not going to rip it down and tear it apart. And
True.
so then the real tree we ordered, and it showed up because apparently you can buy your trees in the mail now. Yeah, I know what you're thinking, but yeah,
you're supposed to go hunt a tree.
I live in the South. They don't have a whole lot of pretty pine trees here.
Plant one right now, and it'll be ready by next year. Then you can hunt it.
So you can hunt it. It's not like it moves.
You went hunting for crystals, all right? So don't even.
Hey now, you're not wrong. Fair enough. I didn't put the crystals there though. If I planted a tree, I would hope I'd remember where the fuck it's at, and therefore I'm not hunting it. The crystals, I didn't put there. That's kind of counterproductive. Anyways, a Christmas tree showed up today. And so
did a lumberjack bring it?
I don't know. I mean, I had to saw off the end, like you're supposed to. So that was.
Does that keep it alive?
It's supposed to so that it's the same as like cutting flowers when you get them from the store so they can absorb the water better.
Yeah, you cut it and you dip it in water, right?
Yeah. So we cut it and we stood it up on the little stand and poured the water in so we don't have like a bonfire inside eventually. But the funny thing is my kids, their dad was like, yeah, it's going to be like 6.5 feet tall. So it's going to be taller than me. Our current fake tree is only like 6 feet, maybe. It's a short one. And I was like, that tree's not going to be 6.5 feet tall. There's going to be like a stick this tall off the top. That's just the tip of the tree. Nothing. It's just going to be a stick. And he's like, nah, it's not going to be like that. Sure enough, there's a freaking stick this tall. I'm like, yeah, that tree's only 5 feet, dude. The other foot's a stick. And we're going to have to cut that so the star can sit on there. So
that shit out the way.
So yeah, now our Christmas tree's down there. But I haven't had a real tree since I was a kid. Oh, that's not true. I had one when I was 19. But anyway, that's the last time I've had a real tree. So I'm used to fake trees. You pull them out, you set them up, and then you fluff them.
Yeah.
And you push the branches down, and then you angle them, however. Well, the real tree, we cut off the string, and it still stayed in its shape of
the net, so I'm like, okay, the net that it's in.
Yeah. And so I was like, okay, so we have to just push these down a little bit. Well, they break.
Oh, duh, they're branches.
I know. I am aware.
You know what you're supposed to do?
What?
I have no idea.
Anyway, so I was trying to fluff it, but I'm used to fluffing a fake tree, and I broke a few of the branches because I was a little too aggressive with my fluffing techniques. So it's not decorated; it's just sitting down there. Hopefully,
does it smell good at least?
Yeah, it does. It does. It smells like Christmas. So, so that's nice. And tomorrow I will put lights on it and see how it goes. But hopefully, it's still standing in the morning.
I remember my mom got a real tree once, and I had to I've never ever had a real tree. So for me, I was like, oh, cool, a real tree. And then mom was like, oh, we have to do this and we have to do that, and like you were saying, cut the fucking bottom, and I was like, what? She's like, yeah, hold it. She was cutting the bottom. I was like, the fuck's going on? And then they're you have to get a special base for it, where it suspends it in water so it doesn't go all the way down and not suck up the water.
Yeah.
And she had me tightening it and everything, and we woke up and it was laying down because I guess
that's what I'm worried about.
Yeah. And I was like,
So we'll
damn,
find
what the
out.
fuck? I didn't know we had to do all this extra shit. I thought it was like gonna come in and we just put it like in a fucking pot, like with legs. I don't know. I didn't know what the fuck to expect, to be
I
honest.
know. Yeah, I didn't know either. It wasn't until we got a Christmas tree stand because we needed one. Again, I haven't used one since I was a kid. The one that was like when I was 19, that was actually at my kids' dad's apartment, and he already had like put the tree up. I just helped drag it in. Um, I didn't do any of the actual hanging of the tree. I
Yeah,
don't know.
you just put in
But
a the fucking thing.
so when I was a kid, I didn't really know the whole like how you do it. So this was my first time actually doing all that. Um, but ours has like a little thing on the bottom, like just a spiky circle for the tree to like sit on so that it doesn't touch the bottom to get all the water out. But
And then you have to constantly water it.
probably, I'm just hoping my cats don't climb it.
Oh, they're gonna climb it.
Well,
That's
they
probably
don't.
what happened to the tree.
They leave the fake trees alone.
Yeah,
They've
because they
left the
don't
fake tree
smell.
alone. I am aware. That's why I didn't decorate it tonight because if it's on the floor in the morning, I'll know better. And I'm probably going to go to like Five Below and get just they had like these packages of ornaments for $5 because it's Five Below. And I was like, I think I'm just gonna get those, and those are the only ornaments going on that tree. Because one, I will probably leave ornaments on that tree when we go to throw it in the garbage, and two,
True.
if it falls over, I don't want anything to break. Because
Are you allowed to leave the Christmas ornaments on the tree?
I wasn't planning on it. I want to take them all off, but because I'll reuse them, that would be a waste. I have so many
Oh,
uses for
you're
ornaments,
saying
but
inevitably.
on so when we took our fake tree out, I realized I left like two or three ornaments behind, and all of my ornaments have, they're all sentimental. They all were from my mom or my dad,
Oh,
or they've been passed down from like generations. And one of Elena's ornaments got left on. It was a little Olaf one. So I mean, obviously, it wouldn't have been like the end of the world if it had disappeared, but I know that this tree's not going in a closet to be brought out next year. So I want to make sure if anything does get left behind, it wasn't something special.
yeah, something
So,
sentimental.
but I intend on taking all the ornaments off because I will always reuse them. There's so many uses for Christmas ornaments. Usually all related to Christmas. But you can never have too many Christmas decorations.
That's
So
cool.
this is my excuse to buy more Christmas decorations.
I've always gotten the trees that were like they came with lights.
Mm,
And then we were so poor we didn't like. My mom was like, "We're not getting ornaments that has lights already." But I've seen like a lot of like unique Christmas ornaments where it's like cartoon
yeah.
characters or like all kinds of stuff.
Mm,
They have
yeah.
shatterproof Christmas
The
ornaments.
ones the ones my mom's always gotten us have been from Hallmark, and those ones, as long as you most of the time, they're pretty sturdy. And even if they do break, you can super glue them because I've super glued a couple of mine. But yeah, so for the most part, they're all pretty. There's a couple fragile ones, like the one I got for Elisa for her first Christmas. Is a breakable one, and then I think a couple of like the lovey-dovey ones, like Our First Christmas. Ugh. Those ones can be breakable.
So was that like a tradition then for you guys to get like a Christmas tree and
Yeah.
do all that shit?
So yeah, obviously getting the Christmas tree, but we also like for my family, um, we would go and my kid's dad and I, we would go pick out a Christmas ornament every year. We would pick out a new ornament that would be the start of our family ornaments. We kind of stopped that tradition about 3 or 4 years ago.
Oh, that's
And
recent.
then yeah, a lot of things. And then and we would buy one for the kids. But since my mom and dad always bought Christmas ornaments for the grandkids. And so I stopped buying the kids ornaments for the most part because like Elisa's 11 now. So she's got at least 11 ornaments, and then her grandma on her dad's side would buy her ornaments too. So she's got plenty of ornaments, and she's only 11. She could decorate the whole tree
She
with
has
just hers.
enough.
Not to mention all the ones that she makes in school that she's gonna keep forever, just to be like, "Ooh, look what I did." But yeah, so that was definitely that's an ongoing tradition, and I'll probably continue with that as things change and evolve and the kids grow and stuff like that. I wanted them to make ornaments, but I'm just
That sounds like fun.
too. It is, but I am too ADD to like. It's like one of those things where it's like you want to do a project, but you know you won't see it through all the way, so you just don't start it. You just get mad that you don't. You might buy the supplies to start it, but you don't ever actually go
Oh.
through with it. So, I had bought ornaments for them to paint 3 years ago. They're still left unpainted. They have moved with us.
Yeah, you
Unpainted.
bring them with you.
I did.
I
And
hate
it's like,
I
oh yeah,
hate putting
we
things in
paint these in
storage.
here.
I fucking hate putting things in storage.
Well, I have a house though, so the house is my storage.
I know, but like even that, like one of my
Yeah.
arguments, like when we had like a
Yeah.
shed and we started put like we're just putting away trash.
Yeah, I'm trying to get in that mindset because I do. I have boxes in my closet over there that I have not looked at since we moved in.
Yeah, you're just waiting
They're
for it
just
to turn into trash.
they're clothes and things that I know I want, but I haven't had the energy or the mindset to ever go through them. And they will probably move with me again.
Yeah, because
Um,
when you move, you just throw everything in a box. You don't really sort it.
it's already boxed, so halfway
Ah.
done.
Put that in storage, yeah. Why? So you can fucking age in there and throw it away later? Just throw it away right now.
Pretty much.
What if I need it? Okay. Or when
I know.
I moved out, you're not gonna need any of this? I didn't need it for the last 4 years. All of a sudden I'm gonna need it? No, throw shit in the trash.
Oh my god, that gives me like anxiety thinking about that. I might be a hoarder.
I'm so
But I
like
try and think the
anti-hoarder.
way I look at it, the way I try and think about it is if I died tomorrow, my kids would have to go through this. Or their dad would have to go through this, or my mom would have to go through this. I'm like, do I really want somebody going through this? Are they going to give a shit about it? If they're not going to give a shit about it, then maybe I don't need to keep it.
There's some things that are understandable, like a Christmas tree. Yes, you can use that next year. Like or like cooking equipment that you use for like 4th of July. Yes, that makes sense. Like tents and stuff. Like all that shit makes sense.
Yeah.
But if we're like putting away like baby clothes in case we have another baby, like for reals. Come on, you're just gonna forget it's in there when you have your fucking baby.
No. Guess what happened? I did that. I got rid of all the baby clothes. And because I was like, well, I guess we're not having another baby. As soon as those baby clothes were fucking gone, guess who got pregnant?
Yeah, but
and
guess
it
who
ended
had a
up
baby
being
shower?
a fucking girl. I never had a baby shower.
That's your fault.
Either one of my kids. I don't have friends.
So?
Who's gonna buy me stuff?
Family.
My family did send some stuff, but I don't like accepting presents. It's hard for me. No. I feel obligated then. I don't like that. I'd rather get nothing.
I don't know. Like stuff like I don't know. There's a lot of shit in there that was just like why are you putting it in there?
Now I don't keep baby clothes because I'm done.
Close that shit up. It's fucking
it's
factory shut down. I mean,
shut down. It's gone. It's over. No. So.
Fuck.
And if I do, it'll probably be a boy, so it wouldn't matter anyway.
Yeah, I don't mind fake trees. I'd rather a fake tree. Put it away.
No.
You could buy one and it'll be good for like 4 years, maybe. If you take if you take really good care of it, longer than that. But with the kids and animals and shit, I think 4 years.
Well, the one we
getting
bought
4 years
this
out of it is
year,
good.
the one we bought for this house when we moved, doesn't have lights on it, so it'll last forever. because I'll be able to fix it.
Yeah.
It's already missing some parts, but I managed to just because you know how you like have to screw it in to keep it steady.
Yeah.
I lost the screws. I don't know where I put them when I put the tree away because I didn't put it away in a box. I put it away in a garbage bag, and I was like, well,
Double garbage bag.
I had some screws meant for metal, and I'm like, I will just screw these in. So
Ta-da!
instead of screwing it to like hold it steady, it is drilled in and solid. And when those holes no longer work, then I will saw it down and I will move it again. And my tree will just slowly get a little bit shorter until there's nowhere left.
And shorter.
Yeah, I'll make it work. But there's a will, there's a way.
So the Christmas tree, does that accumulate presents, or do you put all the presents when they're asleep Christmas Eve?
It varies. Before kids, I loved making my presents so pretty. I would buy special ribbons, I'd buy special paper, I'd make them color coordinate, and they would be decoration in and of itself under that tree, and they were beautiful. Then I had child,
and they no longer
and so Elisa was she was only like 3 months old her first Christmas, so she didn't move much still, so it was fine. That was the last Christmas. Things looked beautiful. After then, it was like, wrap this stuff up, throw it in a closet, and it'll go under the tree the next morning or that evening after she goes to bed. So we are very much, and that makes it magical.
Yeah, because then they go, where are all these presents come from? Yeah, I remember.
See that, yeah. So growing up, we didn't do the whole Santa Claus thing. My parents didn't do Santa.
My parents did. But we didn't do the tree thing.
If my parents did do Santa, I was kid number 4, so they were over it by that point, and I had 3 older siblings that already told me the truth, so it didn't freaking matter. But I still remember every morning, like there would be some presents under the tree. If people sent us presents, my mom would put them under the tree, like from aunts and uncles and stuff. But the ones from my actual parents, those would not get put under the tree until the Christmas Eve,
because they know that you know what you want.
So you would go down we would go down Christmas morning, and it would just be bam, presents, and we had 5 kids, so it always looked like a ton of presents.
Just showed up one night while you're sleeping,
and it was magical. It was so magical, even though there was no Santa involved.
We didn't do the tree thing for a while. So one of my earliest memories of Christmas, was we would wake up and the presents were hidden around the house.
Oh, really?
Behind the couch, in the chimney, like stuff like that. Like just randomly put it around the house. And we would wake up and be like, "Did you get any presents?" And then "Oh dude, look, I found this one. Oh, this one's yours." And we were just kind of running around the house to see how many presents we had. But then the tree,
it's like an Easter egg hunt with presents.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. And it was like looking back at it, that shit was awesome. Cause
that sounds so much fun.
Yeah, cause I would find one for my brother, and my brother would find one for me. So it was just the gifts were gifted to us, but then we exchanged with our and then the whole tree, we finally afforded a tree, and it was same thing. If our family members gave us presents, they went under the tree, but the ones that my parents were gonna give us, those didn't come out till Christmas morning, and we're like, oh shit, where all the fuck all these presents come from? But they were always separated. This pile was for this person, this pile was for that person. And then we got a little older, and it was no longer like that. It was more we went to other family members' houses. But we weren't even that. I wasn't even that old. I was only 15, 15 when we stopped. It wasn't until we came back Christmas night when my parents were like, "Oh, here you guys, we bought you guys this." It wasn't under the tree or nothing. It was after the party. Here are your presents.
Huh. Interesting. My traditions changed when we got older too, a little bit. So it started off with us, and I can only speak for me and maybe my two others, my youngest, and then my sister 1 year or 3 years older than me. So us three, because the other two had already like moved out of the house. And so when we moved to Spokane, we changed. Oh, first, once we got a little bit older, we started doing Christmas Eve after midnight mass. We would come home and open all our Christmas presents after midnight mass because it was Christmas technically.
I forgot that.
And then the next, yeah, and then the next morning we would get our stockings. And that was always really fun. I don't know if my parents did that just so we'd be quiet during church. But it worked. It worked.
Yeah, I've heard people open their presents like Christmas Eve.
Yeah. And so we were, like I said, we were a little bit older so we could go to church and still be awake by the time we got home. Then we moved to Spokane, and the three siblings, my older sister, me, and my little sister, it is really all that was in the house. The other two were off at college. And we turned into doing dollar store Christmas. That's where we did dollar store Christmas. So we would go to the dollar store and we would buy presents for everybody at the dollar store.
Hell yeah.
And then we would wrap those up, and that's what we gave for Christmas. And usually it was a lot of fun because we would get things that, like not necessarily squirt guns, but like silly string or just their stupid toys. And we would just end up having like basically fights in the living room, like chucking shit or playing with some stupid random toy that's gonna break in 5 seconds.
Yeah, disposable ones.
And so we didn't really have any super expensive gifts. My parents would always give us something, nice, obviously, because that's what they did. But like a watch or something like that. But Christmas, like those are the ones I remember the better. Were the dollar store Christmas ones. I think my sister even got my brother like deodorant ones. Like that was his, was deodorant. Deodorant. Someone got soap. Like it was just laundry detergent. Like it was just the randomest shit, and it was so funny watching everybody open their presents, and I loved it. It was really a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward. I want to do that with my kids when they're a little bit older. I kind of do it with the girls now. I'll take them to Five Below and let them go shopping to get presents for me and their dad. Usually I end up seeing what they're buying anyway.
You have to pay for it.
Because I have to pay for it. But sometimes Elise is a little bit older now, so she can go in and I'll be like, I'll give her like a gift bag, and I'll be like, whatever you find, put it in this bag, and then take it to the register, and I won't look. And we'll see. Like I've done that at Target for her too, so she could get me like a Mother's Day present and stuff. But yeah, that's one of my. It's funny how traditions just evolve as your kids grow up, and I'm really curious to see how my traditions that I started with my kids change.
I know.
Evolve.
We had a lot of fun. Like when I got older, we had a lot of fun like hiding and wrapping the presents for my younger brother.
Yeah.
Hey, distract them. Yeah, I'm gonna go into the room, and then like, and I just remember that recently because my son just turned 4, and my brother bought him like this big what are they called? It's fucking Bleep. He sings a song about it. It's a fucking truck. It's like one of those yellow trucks that digs holes. And my brother got him one, like this big ass one, and he had to sneak it into the house, like past my son. Mm-hmm. And he was like, one. So like the room split off, one on the left, one on the right, and he was in this room, and he had to get into this room. He's all like, he tried to run across, but as soon as he got through the threshold where we could see him, he dropped the fucking present. He's like, and he came back all fucking fast. And that just reminded me of we used to do that with my little brother when he would like, we would buy him stuff. We would come from the mall or from somewhere. Like the older brothers already had jobs, so we were like, we had money and stuff. And we would come in and like, hey, where's baby brother at? Oh, he's over there. All right, quick, go. And then like we would run in with the presents and shit, and then we like our rooms were always locked because it was like the younger ones would sleep in one room and the oldest ones would sleep in other ones. And we would always lock our room because he would come in there like an annoying little brother. What are you guys doing? So
always.
We locked it, and it was normal for it to be locked, so he wasn't like pressing to get inside and stuff. That was a lot of fun. And he would come and like come Christmas, like we would have all these presents. Like, where the fuck you guys hide them? I was looking for them all year. Like, bitch, we got them today.
Eddie, I'm so bad. I've like had you muted this whole time.
No way.
I did.
It's all good. I have the audio on my end, so
I know you do. I was just looking. I'm like, huh, that
happened to me. That happened to me a couple times already too.
Oh my god! Because I forgot to unmute it from the starting screen. It's all fixed now. Sorry.
You just talking to yourself for the first
I've been
20 minutes.
sitting here having a full conversation with myself.
It's all good. It's all good.
Oh my god!
Yeah, that's why I recorded on my end too.
Yeah, thank God. I know. I was like, it's okay. It's cool. It's cool.
Disaster averted.
Oh no, I think I'm muted. Am I muted too? No.
Oh. But like tradition. I think like the longest one we had was my uncle made the ham, cause he made it one time, cause he was like experimenting, cause he's a chef like at a like at a really good restaurant, like I think it's called Macaroon or some shit like the restaurant. But he was like experimenting with the ham, right? And one Christmas he made it, and that shit was like at the end it was just the bone, like it was fucking delicious. So that became like ongoing, probably like 5 or 6 years where he was making the ham.
Yeah, we always had food traditions. Not necessarily like it was always my mom, obviously. My mom did all the cooking.
The tamales. I remember.
Yeah.
There's a picture somewhere where my mom and my aunt are making tamales, and they're like 5 feet tall, both of them.
Yeah.
They're like super short, like 5'8", like 4'8". I mean, they're 5 feet.
Yeah.
And there's a picture of this fucking 2.5 foot pot on the stove, and my mom's on the steps too, trying like looking into the. It is fucking hilarious.
Oh my goodness.
And then she's just making her tamales.
That's adorable. I want tamales.
And it would just be like 4 layers of tamales. Like the bottom ones are like, oh, I remember that shit. You open it, like I remember the first time I was like, "What's in here?" And I opened it, and it was just trash bags and rags. And I was like, "What the fuck? The fuck are you guys doing?" And I was like, "Those are tamales." I was like, "Oh shit!" And like they're steamed, right? So you have to fucking put the lid back on.
You don't want to let the steam out.
So I was just like, "The fuck's going on here?" Like fucking bags and rags.
What are you cooking?
Yeah. And then they make pozole. You know what pozole is?
No.
No? Pozole?
I think maybe. Tell me and I might.
Okay, so
I might know it, but I don't know it by its name. If that makes sense.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you the ingredients.
Okay.
Damn. I don't want a recipe. I want ingredients. So there's these white. I know it's corn, but it's like super inflamed and it's like squishy.
Oh, hominy. Yeah.
Is that what it's called? I think they make hummus out of it. I don't know.
No, those are chickpeas.
Okay, then never mind. Let me.
But yeah, it looks like swollen corn.
Yeah.
It's like corn on steroids. Yeah, that's hominy. Yeah, I love that.
So it's that in like a beef. No, not beef. Well, they make it certain different types. My mom makes pork. She'll get like pork feet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, where it's like mostly fat, and it's she'll make a broth out of it, and then she'll once the broth is like almost complete, she'll throw in like some chicken or some not beef, so chicken. She'll throw chicken in there, and it's that broth with those fucking what are they called again?
Hominy.
So with the hominy and then like all the spices that she uses. Sometimes she makes it a little spicy, which is the pozole verde, and or sometimes she'll just make pozole, and it's this giant. She always makes a big ass thing of it, and it's basically like the broth with the fucking thing and the fuck. You get a whole foot. If you're the first one there and you get the fucking whole foot, you just be on it like all fucking night with the damn fucking hoof. But it's chicken stock or the fucking pork stock, and then it has this they put like onions, jalapenos, and garlic and the fucking what's that leaf called? Basil? No.
Bay leaf.
A bay leaf, fucking bay leaf in there.
Yeah.
And yeah, if you Google the picture, I think you would know what it is. But that
Maybe.
and then they serve it to
Sounds
you.
good.
And you put like
Google
what's that
right
shit
now.
called?
Hominy? What?
the cabbage. You put like cabbage on the top, some salsa, and then the way I eat it is we'll get like a tostada. You know what a tostada is?
No.
A tostada is a fried tortilla, and it's just like crunchy.
Oh, okay.
And then we'll put like sour cream. I'll
chip.
put like, yeah, pretty much, but like it's in its entirety, like the circle.
Yeah.
Tortilla.
Okay. I have not had pozole, but it looks good.
It is fucking
I'd
bomb.
eat it.
I can't.
I'd eat it.
I love the holidays, because that's the only way. The only season. That's the like the cold season is the only time that they make it, because it's soup.
I want to try it.
It's a fucking soup, so you're in there like warming yourself up.
I want to make it. What's the ingredient? I mean, you just told me all the ingredients. Sounds complicated, though.
It takes forever, because the pork foot.
And never mind, I'm out.
The pork foot takes hours and hours to fucking.
Can't you just buy like a pork broth?
Yeah,
though?
there's shortcuts to make it. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I'll make some with a shortcut.
Yeah, there's shortcuts to make it for sure.
I mean, obviously, authentic would be better, but
yes,
I'm already probably gonna mess it up.
I remember my mom. My mom made mole from scratch once, and it took her all fucking day. And mole is a plate that is traditionally made like in Oaxaca, and they take 3 days to make it.
Oh my goodness!
Like traditionally, but like I said, there's shortcuts to make it in like a couple.
Yeah,
hours.
I saw a box at Costco.
Yeah, they saw like this thing in a glass.
Yeah,
and it's like
this was in a box. I didn't look at it because it's not something I eat.
Yeah, there's shortcuts to make it, but like the authentic, like the one that takes 3 days to make, it is unmatched. It is fucking delicious.
Oh, probably.
Yeah,
I bet anything that takes 3 days to eat is probably gonna be good. Like,
oh my god!
And a box is not gonna cut it. Like whatever, if you can buy it shortened, it's not gonna taste as good.
Yeah, I remember they made it. Her and my aunt, her sister, they made it. I was like, "What are you guys making?" She's like, "We're making mole." I was like, "Oh hell yeah! What's the chocolate for?" Like for the mole. The fuck? There's chocolate in mole? She was like, "Yeah, it's a chocolate based." And like, it's like, what the fuck? I was like learning all this new shit. Like they're just making the mole. Hell yeah! When's it gonna be ready? Oh, this shit ain't gonna be ready till tonight. Fuck. But that's there's shortcuts. There's shortcuts for everything, you know.
Yeah.
But like the pozole, that's probably something you can make in a crock pot. Just leave it. Dump everything.
I don't have a crock. I don't own a crock pot.
Time to go get one.
Yes, I used to have one, but every time we moved, I just don't bring it with me. Because I just don't use it as often as I should.
I fucking love the holidays, the food.
Yeah, that makes the holidays. We have a lot of our food is mostly dessert based.
Desserts are good.
My family's usually my mom and sisters and I, we would make candies. So we make like junior mints. We would make coconut candies. We would make people call them Buckeyes. We do just peanut butter candies, like peanut butter cups, homemade peanut butter cups. But they're we would make them into balls and dip them. So peanut butter. I
saw a video of someone making peanut butter brittle. Peanut brittle.
Peanut brittle, yeah.
That shit is delicious. I love peanut brittle.
I don't make it because I don't like hot sugar. I'm not that good with it. I'm getting better though. But
like manipulating it and stuff.
Yeah, it scares me. It's getting it to the right stage, because if it's not hot enough, it's gonna stay runny and not solidify. And if it gets too hard,
burns
I mean,
and gets all bitter.
it's gonna hurt when you bite into it.
Ugh.
It's gonna like slice your mouth up. So, I mean, I have a candy thermometer and I can do it. I just because some of my frostings I have to make a syrup, and you don't want to get too hot. But yeah. So we make holiday candies, and that's evolved to where I make my own holiday candies. Like I'll make marshmallows. I'll make certain cookies. I used to get
Ooh,
really fancy
cookies.
with my chocolate. Like I bought a whole like chocolatier cookbook one year, and I was making all sorts of weird chocolates. Um,
Have you tried any like any other like how would I put it? Like any other culture like their desserts?
um, yes. I don't know if they're like. I don't think they're holiday specific though. But when I lived in Montana, it had a really big Filipino
Ooh.
community, and I worked with a couple of them. So I would go to their houses when they would have their little like potlucks and eat their food. And they had this rice dish, so good. It's a sweet rice, and I think even our exchange student Anne made something similar. I can't remember, but I should actually ask her. And you'd have to get like this sweet rice. It's a it's the white rice, but it's called sweet rice, I think. Not 100% sure. It looks different than white rice. It's a very I don't know how to explain it. It's pretty. I don't know. It's just a very like and it's just it fluffs up and it's just beautiful and
Mm.
you put like coconut milk in it and I'm pretty sure sugar and it just makes this beautiful sweet sticky. Now I really want to make it again.
That
But
sounds really good.
it was delicious and I could eat the whole pan. Probably why I gained a lot of weight when I lived in Montana. um, but yeah, it was so good. Again, don't think it's holiday specific because it was at every event every time we went over and hung out
Yeah.
and they were having like a party. But yeah, that's my.
What about have you ever made flan?
I have kind of.
I heard
Not exactly. You know that I'm sure you might know because it's kind of like flan, but that it's that cake that you make and you put like it ends up switching while you're baking it. And so it ends up with like flan on the bottom and then chocolate cake on the top, and then you flip it out of the pan.
Oh yeah,
I am
yeah.
explaining this terribly.
That's choco flan.
Yeah, so I've made that a couple times.
Yeah, it's flan at the top and like a condensed like chocolate cake
Yeah.
at the bottom. Yeah.
Yeah, but when you like put it in the oven, it's reversed.
Yeah, it's reversed. Yeah, they're like an
And then
upside
when
down
you
cake.
bake it-
Yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't believe that that was actually true. And I'm like, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna find
Yeah,
out.
choco flan is fucking delicious because like the way the way you cook it, like
Yeah.
it condenses the cake and it's like
Yeah.
really and it's super moist. It's fucking bomb.
Yeah, it's pretty delicious.
Yeah, my
I-
brother got into baking one year, like really like, and then he was making flan and pies. I asked him, like, you gonna make a pie this year? He's like, oh shit, huh? Hell yeah,
Yeah, yo.
yeah,
Pie.
hell yeah. 'Cause he
So-
hasn't like had an oven in a
Mm.
while because he's like the whole dorm thing.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah. Fucking make some flan, dude.
Yeah,
choco
no,
flan.
I've tried making. There's a couple things that I've wanted to try making, but they're just too labor intensive. Once I had kids, I really stopped trying to learn things.
That's
'Cause
when you
there's
need to
just not
start.
enough
That's when you
time.
need to start making it for them. You just stop.
Yeah, it's like when you have kids, that's when you think you'd be like, okay, now we're really gonna get into this. My mom was good at that. She always got us involved in the kitchen and was always having us help her. I can't. I don't have the patience. I want everybody out. I want silence, and I want to be left alone.
My mom, she didn't have the patience either, but she needed the help, so she would just
Yeah.
call us in when she needed us. And then at the moment we were done helping her, she's like, "Get the fuck out of here, go!"
That's what I do with my oldest one. I'll be like, "Can you get me a cup of water? Thank you. Go."
Okay,
You're
yeah,
gone.
go,
Like,
yeah,
you're
fuck out of
done.
here. And then you're on your way.
then-
You're on your way back
Yeah.
to the room. Like, what the fuck was that? And she'll call you back. What the fuck? Why are you saying you don't want me here? Why are you just standing there? You fucking called me. What do you mean? Oh, yeah, that's right. Give me the thing. All right, get the fuck out of here. God,
Yeah. I know. And then I have my littlest one running in with a spoon, like, can I help? Can I stir? I'm like,
have you seen the video of this lady like letting her 3-year-old help her cook? And she's like trying to make like cake or something, and she's like, "All right," and it's like raw flour and stuff. And the little girl pulls the spoon out of the bowl and smacks her in the face. It's like a 4-minute video of like the little girl just like fucking up everything that she's trying to do. But she's still right there, like, "Oh, can you do this for me, baby girl?" And she's just like, "Ha ha!"
I wish I try really hard to be that mom. I really do, and I just.
If I have someone to clean up after, I would do that shit. I hate cleaning.
Yeah, it's not so much the cleaning. It's just like some of the stuff I make. Like I make Nanaimo bars, which are candy, not a candy, but it's like a cookie. It's a no bake cookie, from Canada. It's the kids' dad. Like that symbolizes Christmas for him. So I learned how to make them, and. The problem with that is my oldest, I tried to let her help, and I didn't let her help yet this year. I make like 3 batches a year. I haven't let her help yet, but when I do let her help, there's a point where you have to put an egg into the hot mixture, and if you put it in the wrong way, you're going to just scramble the egg into the chocolate. That's not going to taste good.
Technique.
And so she tries to help, and it just every time I've had her help, it ends up curdling the egg. Even me doing it on my own, I've fucked it up my own plenty of times.
Just having her stand there, get the fuck away.
And and so I'm like, but you need 2 hands because one person has to pour slowly, the other one has to stir constantly, and of course she wants to stir, and I'm like, she's stirring, and she's like this, I'm like, no, you gotta stir fast. And then I'm like, well, maybe you can pour the bowl, and then she like dumps the whole bowl, and I'm like. No.
Yeah, well, I can't. It's because baking's a science, and if you don't do it like correctly, it's.
I mean, I do what you're supposed to do. You take like half the batter and you put it into the egg first, so that it's like kind of equalizes temperature a little bit, but still, I don't know.
Yeah, science. Cookery, you just throw everything on the pan, lower it,
and hope for the best. Yeah.
Yeah. Unless you have to cook it separately, like the potatoes and the onions. Because they have different cooking times. But besides that, like, you just throw everything in one fucking thing and you're good to go.
And you can usually fix it if you mess it up.
Yeah, if you fuck it up, you can usually just let it simmer a little longer, add some water, some more salt, you'll be fine. But with baking something, like, that requires you to, like, introduce the fucking butter as you stir. Like, you can't just throw it in there and stir it. It's going to turn into a masa
problem.
Yeah.
So no, thankfully with those ones though, even if you do mess it up a little bit and it doesn't work out perfect, you can still mix it in with all the other stuff and it works out fine.
Yeah,
I've done that. But it always seems to be the ones that I'm making to give to people, like because I would make him a batch and let him take it to work. Every time it was the ones he was to take to work, I would fuck up every fucking goddamn step. Like it's a 3-layer cookie base. So like you have the base to the cookie, you have the filling, and then you have the chocolate topping. I'd end up curdling the egg on the bottom layer. Did it twice. I was like, I can't sacrifice any more butter. Butter's expensive, so we're gonna go with this. It tastes fine. And then like the second layer, it wasn't firming up right for whatever reason. I was like, you know what? Whatever, it's fine. Can't fix it. Put that on. Chocolate layer, for whatever reason, the ganache didn't work. It also like seized up on me.
Separated.
Like, you know what? Well, it doesn't separate. It just seizes up. It doesn't stay nice and smooth and shiny. It seizes. And so like you have to, like, as soon as I notice it seizing, I'm like, shit. And I throw it on there and I like smooth it out as fast as I can. And it's grainy as crap. And it doesn't look pretty. But at least it was spreadable.
You're just, ta-da.
Yeah. I'm like, I promise I know how to cook. And then the ones that he gets to eat are like the pristine Pinterest-worthy ones. I'm like, course these are the ones that stay home. Like, but you know, whatever. So this year I made them, and Elisa saw me in the kitchen like pouring the eggs into the batter, and I'm like beating it like this, and she's like, why are you whipping that so fast? I'm like, my arm is almost dead. I can't answer questions right now.
Go away.
Yeah. And then Elena's there. Can I help? I'm like, really, guys? Stove's hot. I'm sweating here.
You don't ask me to help to clean the fucking restroom, huh?
I know. Like, why don't you guys ever ask to help do everything else? It's like, nah, this is fun. And then they're like, can I lick it? I'm like, it is like 300 degrees. No. Can't lick it.
You could try though.
But my mom was really good at letting us help in the kitchen and making all our candies and then gingerbread houses. Do you guys do gingerbread houses?
No.
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 So that was a tradition growing up when I was a kid that my mom started. But back then, 30 years ago, they didn't have gingerbread house kits as far as I knew. So she would make them herself. She had cookie cutters. I don't know where they got them from, but so she would make, and we're talking like full on gingerbread. We're not talking like little graham cracker houses, like full on houses. And
Furniture.
she didn't make one. She would make one for each of us kids to decorate. She had 5 kids.
Oh, so you didn't make. She made the houses. You decorated them.
Yeah.
Oh.
So we did. So and then usually we would give them to our teachers.
What a waste.
Because that was back when you could give food to people at school.
Are you supposed to eat them?
Yeah, she would make frosting and everything. It was 100% edible. Didn't use glue or nothing. So yeah, she would just use like royal icing. And that's a tradition I've carried through to my kids, which is cool, except sometimes I don't really feel like making a batch of gingerbread and baking it and doing all that work.
And that's why they sell kits.
And so sometimes I will just buy the kit. However, I don't use the frosting in the kit. I make my own frosting because I can't. The frosting kit just is garbage. Not that it tastes bad. It tastes good, but it just doesn't glue the house like it should. My homemade frosting, my homemade royal icing works a lot better in my opinion. But yeah, so sometimes I make ours though. Like one year we had people come over to our house. A couple years we've had people come over to our house and do it. And that time I usually make them myself because it's a hell of a lot cheaper. But yeah, that was a couple years when we lived in Spokane, that's where all my extended family lives. So my mom's brothers and sisters and all their kids. And then we would have all of them come over to our house and the whole like kitchen counter just be filled with candy that people brought to decorate. That was the only rule is you could bring candy, but you had to share it. And so the whole counter would just be covered in candy because there's like 8. Usually it was, I think, 7 or 8 families, sometimes more, because some of the cousins had their own families as well. So it was a lot. It was a lot of people. And by the end of it, there's so much candy left over because people would just take their houses. They wouldn't take their candy. And
that sounds fucking bomb though.
And then my mom would make more gingerbread houses that we would decorate, and then we'd give them away to the neighbors. And that's how we got rid of our candy. Was that like we'd give one to the priest, sometimes the deacon, the neighbor. I think one year I did take one to my computer teacher in high school. Pretty sure. Because I literally took every single one of his classes. So, like.
Do you guys do pan dulce?
I know what that is, but no.
Well, when do you have it?
When I had it was when I worked in California, and every once in a while they'd bring it in as a special treat.
Oh, for work?
Yeah.
Work, yeah.
Yeah.
Pan dulce is like...
It's like... That's like the bread that's like... It's got like a colored top on top, right? Sometimes?
Yeah, that's a, like it's a concha.
Yeah.
That's one type of, sweet bread.
Okay. It's really good.
Yeah. There's like many types. Concha is like the most popular one. This is the most popular one. But like... That's like milk and cookies. It's pan dulce and Café con leche, which is just coffee with milk or whole milk.
Oh, okay.
And literally, that's like when older people here get together, that's what they have. They're fucking coffee and pan dulce.
See, to me, it's like coffee and donuts.
Yeah, coffee. Yeah, basically.
Like on Sunday at church, you get coffee and donuts after church.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but that's like in Christmas, that's like gotta have the pan dulce in the morning.
So that's like their little like extra special. So see, for us, it was always cinnamon rolls. My mom makes cinnamon rolls.
Ooh.
For Christmas morning.
Oh,
I'd say like 99% of the time. I can't remember a Christmas where she didn't make cinnamon rolls.
It's my favorite.
So
I like when they're still warm, like in the middle.
My kids don't like my cinnamon. Grandma will come and make cinnamon rolls when she comes to visit, and Elise was like, "Oh, these taste so much better than mommy's."
Oh.
And I'm like, I use the same recipe.
Right to the corazon. Hell no.
She's just like, can you teach mommy how to make these right?
Damn. You want to sleep outside with the dog? The
dog doesn't sleep outside. He sleeps right there. Spoiled brat.
There's like a saying in Mexico. You sleep outside with the dog.
Gotcha. Yeah. But that was, cinnamon rolls.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
That's our Christmas morning.
I'm not gonna work. I already said I'm not gonna work. I didn't work for Thanksgiving.
They would have you work for Christmas?
Yeah, they told me. Yeah, so
Seriously?
last year, I worked.
Even Walmart's not open on Christmas.
Yeah, it's a culture thing.
Yeah,
they're all Chinese. Like,
oh
yeah, so they're just like Thanksgiving. They're like, no, you come to work. But since like it's like frowned upon, they tell me they gave us an incentive. Like, you come to work, you get $50 bonus. And fuck you and your $50. I'm going home.
Yeah,
stay home.
that makes sense. So it is a cultural thing. Yeah.
And so, cause I started that job last year, right before Thanksgiving. I was like, fuck. And I'm in my head, I'm like, damn, I'm only gonna work 1-2 days, and then Thanksgiving, and then I'm not gonna have enough for this. And they're like, oh no, we work Thanksgiving. I was like, oh hell yeah. And I didn't even ask about holiday pay because it had just been 3 days, so I didn't qualify even if they did.
Oh yeah, because they usually have you have to work so many before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then this year, so last year they gave us like gift cards or whatever. This year they gave it to everybody, even if you didn't come in.
Oh.
And then this year you had to come in, but I think it's because they had more. There's like way more employees now than there was when I started.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
When I started, it was only like 11 of us, the whole warehouse. And only like 6 of us in my department.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, now I see new people every day. I'm like, where the fuck? How long have you been working here? Well, I've been here 3 months. Like, what the fuck? Yeah. So, but I decided this year I'm not gonna work, and I told her, I was like, do we have to come in? She's like, if you want your bonus, gotta take that as a no. I was like, you gonna come in? No, she said, yeah. I was like, you gonna come in? He's like, you're gonna come in, huh? I'm like, you're not coming in, you motherfucker. I'm not coming in either. If my boss isn't gonna be here, don't even count on me being here. Fuck.
Yeah, no kidding.
I just told her, like, happy Thanksgiving. I'm not coming in.
Works.
Like, that's fine.
I haven't worked too many holidays.
They worked through all of them. They didn't give a fuck.
Yeah. Well, I worked in healthcare,
Chinese.
So you don't get holidays when you work healthcare. It's like if the holiday lands on your day, you are gonna have to like kiss someone's feet to cover you.
To cover you if you want the day off, yeah.
If you want the day off, but it worked out for me because I always would do if I worked Christmas, I would just do Christmas Eve, Christmas.
Yeah.
And then dinner or breakfast depending on what shift it was. So it never really bothered me too much, and I always enjoyed it because I was, like I said, it was healthcare, and I was working with people that were usually in like a group home setting. So they're the same people, they're your clients, you love them, they're like your family. The coworkers are like your family. So it still felt like Christmas, you know.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a big deal.
Yeah, this year it
But
lands on Sunday,
yeah,
Christmas
I think
Eve,
it is
Saturday,
Sunday. Yeah, it's weird that it's on a weekend
on the
like
weekend.
that.
Yeah.
It
Aha,
kind
no
of
holiday pay for you motherfuckers.
I know.
Usually, because traditionally, what it is they pay you for the day, even if you're not,
Yeah.
even if you show up or you're not there.
Yeah.
So if you show up, it's double pay.
Yeah.
But these fools are like, nah. If you show up, if you don't show up, you don't get paid. Like, fucking. I heard that.
Rude.
Yeah. So and then I already tomorrow I'm gonna go fill out the paperwork for my PTO because it doesn't roll over, so I need to use it.
Oh.
The-
Yeah.
It doesn't roll over and they don't pay you out. I gotta fucking
Really?
use it. Yeah.
Oh. See, you should have run late more and called off.
It's because the PTO has to be signed and approved.
Oh, yeah, that's
It can't be
different.
I can't be on the spot. I've used all my sick days. I have like 8 hours left.
Mm,
I'm gonna
that
be
works.
sick mysteriously New Year's Eve.
Mysteriously. No, it's New
Just-
Year's Day you're supposed to be sick. You're supposed to be sick
No,
on New
because
Year's
it's
Day.
it's the new year and my
Oh,
sick days
that
don't roll over.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
See, that'd be smart.
Yeah, I haven't worked in like 10 years, so I'm gonna change that, and everything's different now. So
It is. I was having a
gonna
conversation about like the whole OSHA thing. Like when I
Yeah.
started working, the things that they had us do were fuck. I look back and like that's ridiculous. I remember
it's illegal.
I was getting a job like at a staple warehouse, and their safety policy there is like really strict. Like
Mhm.
if they see you doing something, it's automatic termination. They don't even question you.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, and I
Wow.
was like, he was telling me like, oh, safety. Like he kept like coming back to the whole safety thing. I was like, you guys are really about your safety around here. He's like, oh yeah. I was like, man, I remember when I started working, they would tell us to unhook and hook to the rack so we could walk inside of the racks. He's like, oh no, you can't do that. You got offended. He's like, no, you can't do that. I was like, no, you can't. I'm just saying that's what they used to let us do.
Triggered.
He's like,
That's
no, you
hilarious.
can't do that here. I'm like, trust me, I know.
I am aware
I'm
of the
aware.
rules.
It was just a situation I was put in once or twice.
I was just telling a story, chill.
He's all offended. He fucking OSHA's walking around like,
Surprise inspection.
yeah, surprise
You-
inspection.
I thought you were just testing him.
Like it was
See where
like I learned how to drive a forklift in the rain, like in the water. Like
oh jeez. That's safe.
hell no. Now that I think about it, I probably could have killed somebody.
Probably. I don't know anything about forklifts. I'm not forklift certified.
They have no traction. They're made out of the fucking.
Oh, really?
The tires are they're like they're smooth rubber. They're for like indoor.
Hmm.
Yeah, so anything like wet, even a little bit, you slide.
Oh,
All
it's
traction out.
it's like walking in flip flops.
Yeah, all traction out the window.
Interesting. Interesting. Yeah. Hey. Nah. We'll see. I don't mind working the holidays too much, but now that I have kids, I probably. But we'll see. We shall see.
What are some of traditions you're hoping to implement eventually? Because I know like
Well,
my
we
kids are
did-
young, so I can't
we-
really introduce anything.
We implemented just last year the what do I call her? The elf.
The elf.
The elf on the shelf.
Oh,
So with Elisa, we did the whole Santa thing. And then she found out that Santa wasn't really Santa.
who
I
told
think
her?
So for me, I tried to make Santa very simple for her. Santa would bring one present. It would never be in a box. Like, so if she got something from Santa, I would open it up and it would be ready to go. It wouldn't be in its packaging. And, it had the whole like different paper or a different bag. It was magical. And usually it was like front and center of all the other presents.
Yeah.
But it was also not the most expensive present. I told her, whatever you ask Santa has to be something that can be made in the workshop. So it'd be like a stuffed animal. One time she got like a wooden board game of checkers and tic-tac-toe. Like very simple gifts from Santa. The year she found out, she'd wanted a Barbie car and a Barbie. I'm like, well, that's fine. We watch enough shows where Santa's making Barbies and Barbie cars, so it's fine. So I got her a Barbie car and her little bendable Barbie that she wanted. I did not put the box in the recycling. I shoved it in my closet.
Oh, she found it.
So she was in my closet digging around looking for something, and she found the packaging to the Barbie car, and she came out and she's like,
gotcha, bitch.
She was like, why was this in your closet?
Santa's a litter bug? How dare he?
And I was like, see, that's what I should have said. But I was just like, she had already found out about the Easter Bunny and the leprechaun.
She put all the whole conspiracies together. The whole thing's a farce. There's no magic.
She came up with, she was like, and then she's like, is the tooth fairy even real?
Damn. She just started throwing.
I was like, one thing at a time. I was like, so then I did the whole, you're ready to learn the secret of Santa and how you get to be Santa now. And that whole, I had a whole thing I was going to do to make this magical for her. And it just bombed so bad because I didn't want to do it around the holidays. I was like, I'll tell her sometime in the spring, summer, before the next Christmas. Because that was going to be her last Santa Christmas.
But it was still season. It was still in the season, fresh.
It was only like January. And so I'm like, fuck, I ruined Christmas.
The box was still in your closet in January? I don't know.
Judge.
The trash goes out. It goes out weekly. I'm just saying.
It does, but it was upstairs. So it wasn't like in my brain to go get the box out of the closet where I don't even use my closet for my clothes. Like my closet is just storage. Oh, okay. So it was just, that's where we wrapped all the presents and that's where it got shoved and nobody ever went in that closet.
You should have been like, that's how I showed Santa what you wanted.
Yeah, I know, kidding. And so, but then I let her make the choice with her little sister because Elena was only one at the time, I think. Pretty sure she was only one. No, she was only one. And I asked her, I said, so now that you know, there's this other tradition that I didn't do with you because I don't have the attention span for it. I was like, and you can help us with it. However, I need to know first, like, do you feel betrayed? And I didn't do this like the day she found out. I let her sit on it for a while. I brought it up in the summertime. I was like, now that you know about Santa, how do you want to do this?
Now that you know about Santa, the rent's due on the 5th.
And I was like, do you want... Well, I wanted to know, because for me, I didn't get Santa growing up. And I was always worried that my kid would feel like I lied to them. Because you do.
Yeah. But it's like a white lie. It's more like
And so I wanted her opinion on it. And I asked her, I'm like, so now that you know the truth, how do you feel about everything that I've told you? Like, did you enjoy having that magical experience and the memories you've had?
Did you give her a survey?
Or would you rather have not known and we just didn't do Santa at all and you just got presents and you knew where they came from and we just did the whole Christmas stories, but we never believed. And so she actually thought about it. She's like, no, I liked having the memories. It's fine. Like, okay, cool. So we'll do that with sister then. And I was like, to help her like transition to be a part of it, I explained to her what Elf on the Shelf was. And I was like, is that something you would like to help mommy with? Because, you can help me.
You're just going to leave the elf on one shelf and forget about him?
No, you have to move them around.
Yeah, but you would forget about him, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah, no, I would. I have. Heck, even she's already forgotten a couple times this year and we just started. So, like, it happens. Shit, I don't know if she moved him. Anyway, so candy cane's our elf. That's Elise's job. It's our new tradition.
Okay, so what? Explain it to me. Does she like
Oh,
get rewarded for finding them, or?
So the elf every night travels. So the elf goes up to the North Pole every night, reports to Santa that the kid's been good. Then the elf flies back to your house and does something mischievous, or she's just in a random spot. Depends on the family. We do both. Sometimes she does something funny. Sometimes she's just hanging out in the Christmas tree.
Just randomly. That's not where we left him.
It depends on how we've done it for the night. And sometimes if there's only like 10 minutes before she wakes up, we throw her somewhere and hope it sticks.
Yeet.
And so yeah, it works out. And Elena, you're not allowed to touch the elf. No one can touch the elf because if you do that, the elf loses her magic. So
you kill it basically.
Yeah, so she can't like take the elf and play with it and have fun with it. Yeah, she can't fly. Like she loses her ability to fly. So Elena's 4, and now last year she was cool with the elf. Like it was fine, it was fun, she loved it. Now she wants the elf to accompany her to places. I made the mistake of letting Elisa put the elf somewhere that I needed to use, and so we had to move the elf. Well, you can't touch the elf to move it. Oh, that's right. We threw her on the Christmas tree with a bunch of Christmas lights before we decorated it. I needed to move her off the tree so we could decorate the tree. And so I had to use like kitchen tongs to move the elf. And now Elena's like, hey, can you bring her over to the table to have breakfast with me? So now I'm stuck moving the elf to the breakfast table with the tongs wherever she's at in the morning. It was so sweet though this year. This year it was Elisa's. Elisa was the one that wanted. It was like, when can we bring the elf back? I got all these ideas. She wrote the cutest little note, and it rhymed and everything. And she put glitter on it. I didn't even know she was doing it. I was just downstairs scrolling through TikTok, not being a mom. And she came down and she's like, I wrote this for when we bring the ELF back. And I was like, your sister's asleep, dude. Like, cool. And yeah, it was so sweet. It was like glittery, and she like wrote it all out, and she tried to write in cursive, even though she doesn't really know cursive because they don't teach that anymore.
Do they not?
Not really, no. Well, yeah, she's in 5th grade. She doesn't know how to write cursive very well, so no, they don't. I remember learning cursive in like 2nd grade, so yeah, they don't really teach it.
You remember the 2nd grade?
I remember preschool.
I don't. The earliest I can remember is probably 4th grade.
No, I remember preschool. I remember before preschool. I remember my 4th birthday.
I remember waking up one day and I was 12. That's literally like I remember I was trying to explain like the way like it happened to me. Like I just woke up and I was 12. I was like, dude, one day I'm gonna wake up and I'm just gonna be like 30 or something. Like, what do you mean? Like, you know how you wake up and you're 12? Like, no, dude, I remember when I was 5. I was like, what the fuck? I don't remember any of this shit. That shit is like
I remember we lived in Anchorage, Alaska, and I was 3 when we moved there. I don't really remember my 3rd birthday, but I remember a lot of stuff. Not a lot, but I remember going to the neighbor's house because they had the good cereal. They had like Cocoa Puffs. Like I literally would wake up, walk out the door, and go over to the neighbors. And they'd feed me breakfast and let me watch their cartoons. We would watch like He-Man, and I'd play with their toys and eat their breakfast, and then I'd go back to my mom.
What the fuck? It's such a trip, like hearing like these stories, because
and then we painted our house. I remember painting the house, and my 4th birthday cake. My mom asked me what kind of cake I wanted. I said I wanted a house cake. I don't know how she made it, but she had like these 4 little candles like at the entrance of the house. I remember them specifically. I remember blowing them out. So I was 4. Yeah. And then we moved to Sitka and I turned 5 there because I remember going to preschool and I got the crown. It was red and it had a silver 5 on the top. And it was at a church.
That's impressive.
So yeah. I even remember the I think her name was Miss Morris was my preschool teacher.
Hey, you remember names?
Yeah.
Hell no.
I remember all my teachers' names all the way up through about high school when it gets a little dicey.
There's too many teachers.
Yeah,
After
well, even
that.
middle school there was a lot too, but I remember a fair amount of them. But yeah, all the way up through 5th grade, I remember all my teachers too.
Damn. I'm
Um,
probably suppressing something then.
Probably. Elena grabbed my yearbook from middle school before I moved from Sitka, and she's like pointing at some of the kids. I don't even have to look at their names. I know who they are.
What the hell?
But there was only 60 in our class, so it's not a whole lot. And I don't remember every single one of them, but you know, I knew I went through from preschool all the way to 7th grade with them, so like
That's crazy.
but yeah. No. I
You know
don't know
where I
where.
saw Elf on the Shelf? I saw it in a store.
Yeah,
Like
it
this,
became really commercialized.
like these kids ran up to the cashier. They're like, he's in aisle 3 above the fucking thing, and they got like a coupon or something, like I don't know, they got some gift because they
Hmm.
found them in the store. I was like,
I didn't know. Oh, that sounds like fun. I thought you meant like they found like you saw it to buy.
no, not to buy. Like it was just randomly put by the store, and
Huh.
they had things saying if you found them, you got like some probably like a cookie or something. I don't know what the fuck they got.
Something.
Yeah.
Something.
So I was like, oh shit, this is the thing, and then sure enough, yeah, that's the tradition where he appears randomly in places.
Yeah. So that's what we're doing. I
It's like
told
the
Elise that we are she's got a lot of in-depth ideas that she wants to do. And I'm like, those are Friday, Saturday ideas. Sunday through Thursday, she's just got to move and hide place.
hard
We
to
do
reach
the intent.
areas.
We do the intense stuff. So she wanted her to make like a snow angel. She wants her to
Oh,
go
that's a good
ice
idea.
skating. Yeah. So my mom got us a deep freezer for Christmas. I need to plug it in and set it up. And I told Elise because Elise is like, yeah, I want her to go ice skating, but everything would melt by the time Elena woke up. I'm like, well, how about we just empty our freezer into the deep freeze, and she can have an ice skating rink in the freezer, and then
Is it a
Elena can
rag
open.
doll or is it like?
No, it's I mean, it doesn't have like wires in it, so you have to use tape and stuff to make her bend certain ways to hold her position. But she'll sit on a shelf because her legs have a seam on them, so she can sit and stuff. But she doesn't, and she's got her body's fairly sturdy, like she doesn't slump over. Um, but
But
just her face is
is it stuffed
plastic.
or made out of?
Yeah, yeah, she's stuffed. Except her face. Her face is plastic.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Um, and we got her a new outfit this year, so she's looks more like she does on the TV shows that they've made. But yeah, Elise has got some pretty. She's taken her Santa duties pretty seriously.
You said dude.
The only problem it. Oh my god. The only problem is whenever I say, like, she'll say, "Oh, I want this for Christmas." I'm like, "Well, ask Santa," and Elise will just look at me and be like, "I am."
I am asking Santa.
And she gives me the eyes, like, "I am." And I'm like, "Can you be any more
Just
obvious?"
fucking get put in a chokehold.
Because that's the one rule we have is we all have to believe in Santa until Elena knows the truth, and I'm gonna actually be really sad when she finds out.
Why?
Because then I got to find a new tradition, which is what started this whole conversation was what are the
Oh
new
yeah, you're
traditions that
right.
you
You're right.
plan on implementing? And
Yeah.
I don't know what to do after the elf is gone. That might be when I start doing more like
I want.
well, hopefully they'll be older and can actually help me in the kitchen, and maybe we'll start doing more like
Christmas
finding a new
candies.
candy to work on,
Yeah.
or Elisa wants to keep making Christmas cake. She keeps wanting me to make some holiday cake, and I just like
She gave her being good at it.
I know. She's like wants to do all these fancy cakes and she watches things like Nailed It. She's like, you could do that and
I,
actually make it look
I
right.
want to do
Um
like some of the simple stuff first. Like buy one of those things where you fucking like every day you open it and it's like a candy or something inside of it.
yeah, we do those.
I want to do something like that.
So what you should do, especially since your kids are little right now and they're going to be ready for it. Actually, your kids are ready for it now, is you should start going to the thrift stores because people put them in there, like they donate them because they don't use them anymore. And you get ones that you put your own candy in.
Oh, that's tight.
Yeah, so that's what I did. I found mine at a thrift store, and it worked great for Elisa because she was just a single kid. And so you could put anything in, like peanut butter cups fit, not the big ones, but the bite size.
Yeah.
Peanut butter cups, it would fit like 2 or 3 Hershey Kisses. I believe the Lindor truffles would fit in there. And so we could fill it with all sorts of delicious candy that she would
Ooh.
like. And they're each little doors that she would get to open. But then the second kid came along, and when she was old enough to eat candy, it became just Hershey Kisses because then they could each have one because it could fit both of them. And that's about the only. So I need 2 to make it work. Grandma bought the slime advent calendars this year, though. So we're just doing the slime one. I'm not even going to worry about the chocolate one. So yeah, we do that one. We do that. We have a lot of Christmas traditions. We do a lot. And I still haven't even shared all of them.
That's great. That's cool because
so
we didn't have any like the whole month of December was nothing. We didn't like, oh, let's go do this and let's go do that. It was just like on the day of it's where we all met up. We all had like a little potluck and the food. And like I said, like last episode, it wasn't until like my brother's wife slowly started like coming into the picture more, where she was just like, "Oh, well, let's play this, let's do that, let's have little speeches or whatever," and all that stuff is awesome. But my family's not used to it. Her family is, because that's where she got it from.
Yeah,
but my family's kind of like, it's kind of weird, But the food is my favorite part.
Yeah, no, we do so much. Did you guys do like Advent Day and stuff? Like,
I don't know what that is.
It's a church thing every week.
No.
Oh, so we would do that, and there was usually some sort of thing involved with the church at the church surrounding that part of it. Now I have that song stuck in my head that they sing. But so that was another one. But no, we do so many things. Another one that we do that's new that I implemented with my kid's dad is he spent a year or 2 in Holland growing up, and there they celebrate Sinterklaas. And it doesn't take place. It's different than Christmas. You would think it's the same. Like, that's just how they say Santa Claus, but it's Sinterklaas. And that's celebrated. And that's celebrated on the 5th of December. And he had like a little wooden Dutch shoe, and you fill it with like golden coins. I learned how to make. There's 2 types of cookies that they make or get or use. One is to throw, and one is to eat. And I'd make both of them because they're both pretty delicious anyway. And so I'd fill his little Dutch shoe with gold coins and the cookies and everything. And then Elisa got in on it when she was a little older. And then Elena, now that she came along, I really went it was about 2 years ago. I dove into it. Like, I researched it. I learned more about it. And I was like, we're going to do like this Sinterklaas thing. We're going to go full on with it. And so I learned a lot about it. And you get like, so I made all the cookies. I made some traditional Dutch food. I got like the mulled wine, and we had friends come over. I went shopping. So everybody gets like one present from Sinterklaas, and you're supposed to get a card or a letter that has like a poem written on it about the gift and why you're getting the gift you're getting. And so I got everybody presents. I wrote poems for everybody. I put them in letters. I made little wax seals and put them on the letters and made them glittery and beautiful. And he leaves him in like a burlap sack on the front door. And so I did all that. And I had the kids put their shoes out. I bought the kids their own little wooden Dutch shoes and put them out on the front door. Had the kids do that. And then while they were all like decorating gingerbread houses, it was a gingerbread house party. They were decorating their gingerbread houses. I went out and, I banged on the door really loud, and because that's what he does. He bangs on the door and runs away. And then they opened it up, and then there's the present, the burlap sack. Ta-da! And so everybody got a present, and I found little like Dutch glass shoes that matched the little Dutch shoes that I got for the kids. And so all the girls, because it was my girls and then it was their friends. And so everybody got little Dutch shoe ornaments to remember. It was like the best Santa Claus day ever. And I tried really hard to do it right and tell the kids like why we do what we do, why they do what they do, what it all kind of represents or whatnot. Might have butchered the heck out of it.
That sounds like a lot of work.
It was so much fun though. And I tried to do that. I did that last year, I think, too. I did not do it this year. I was not feeling it.
I was not prepared.
So, I wasn't prepared. It's a lot, and Elena's already confused with Christmas decorations going up. She's like, "So is today Christmas? Is today Christmas?" I'm like, "Lord help me if I implement us getting presents randomly in December."
Just every day.
Like, I can't. So maybe I'll do it again next year.
I didn't get my present today.
I told their dad, I was like, yes, we technically missed it. However, I'll still make all the cookies and the goodies, and we'll still have our fun little Dutch food that you enjoy. But we're going to do it on Saturday. Or something like that. We're not doing it. I'm not doing it on the day of, because it was like on a Monday. Nah. So, but yeah, it was a lot of work, and I hope I can keep that going, because that's one of those traditions that's not very common, and not a lot of people celebrate it. So it's one of those that I
that's
think
the first time I've heard of it.
Yeah, so I think it's one of the things that my kids would really, even though we don't have a lick of Dutch in us, but their dad, like, really, Holland was like his best memories of childhood. So it's really important to him. And that's
cool.
really what it's about. So that's one I'll keep implementing. But as the kids get older, I'll probably separate it out. Like, change, okay, you get your sister a gift, almost like a Secret Santa. And then everybody writes a poem about their gift for their, everybody takes part in it. And it's not just mommy stressing for the entire mommy doing it all in November and trying not to explode.
You're going to blend both of the traditions together.
Just kind of merge them and make it our own. But everybody's got their Dutch shoe except me. I didn't get me one. Oh well. Whatever.
I think I'm gonna go to the mall tomorrow. I haven't been to the mall in forever, and I'll probably let my kids pick something out.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
We're not doing online shopping this year.
No, it's so convenient. Oh my god, like the
pandemic. It is, but but everything's like, but everything's running late. Everything you order is like,
because of the
protests and stuff.
The protesting.
So I decided, like, I ordered a few things online for my kids, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go shopping the old-fashioned way.
I'm what's crazy?
I'm a little scared.
You know what's crazy? Every time I've thought of something, everybody has thought of the same thing. So right now I'm telling you that I want to go to the mall and like do the whole in-store shopping, and you're thinking the same. It just solidifies the fact that there's gonna be a fuck ton of people at the mall thinking the same fucking dumb shit.
Well, I wasn't gonna go to the mall. I was just gonna go to I was gonna go to Target and Marshalls. I wasn't gonna go to the mall.
Yeah, but like it's just though everything's gonna be fucking packed now, and there's gonna be a news report the increase of people
I know
the increase of foot traffic at the malls has increased significantly in the last 5 years.
But when you do online shopping, Amazon's not getting their shit to you on time because of whatever.
I know, but right now it's because like we got used to online shopping the last couple of years because of the pandemic and everything, right? We're everything when the pandemic hit, the stuff that were brought into you know, if there wasn't a pandemic, it was like, oh, you guys are being lazy. But because we couldn't go out and physically, you know, be around each other, these things were brought in, you know, and they were so convenient that they still use them today, like the whole curbside pickup and the online
and all that.
Yeah, so right now, what I think, because online shopping became so popular, but I feel like the stores aren't gonna have the inventory to supply a demand if there is a demand of foot traffic.
Possibly.
So what's gonna end up happening is you're gonna fucking go and it's gonna be empty because the store for the last 2 years hasn't been used to having
hasn't needed
that type of inventory.
Our Target, the Target here, they actually had to buy storage units that are outside the store to hold all their inventory. And this happened way before the Christmas season. I guess I don't know what exactly happened, but it was like there was a lack of inventory for so long that they just kept ordering and ordering. Yeah. And now that's what happened with the
toilet paper and the fucking hand sanitizer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know. I need to go. I don't want to go this weekend because I don't want to go on the weekend. But I've been having sick children at home, so I can't really go shopping with them.
It's progressively gonna get worse the closer we get to Christmas.
The way I feel like is if I go Monday morning after I drop the kids off at school, it shouldn't be too bad.
It shouldn't. It really shouldn't.
So,
unless they started their fucking vacation.
Oh no, I gotta get it done before vacation.
Oh yeah.
Their vacation doesn't start till the 22nd.
Damn, isn't that Wednesday?
Something like that. I don't know, but they don't go back to school until the 9th.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's
tell me why.
Why?
No, explain to me how. Is it me or did they get shorter? Like the vacation time?
I think they got shorter. They got shorter.
Because I remember when I was in
I thought it used to be 3 weeks.
When I was in
and now it's only 2.
Elementary school, like summer was like 3 months almost. Or am I mistaken? Yeah. We would come back in September.
No, I mean,
like so in the middle of September.
It's hard for me because when I lived in Alaska and their school schedule is very different than the lower 48s, and I didn't realize that until I moved down to the lower 48. And so we would get out very end of May, like May 25th, 26th, 29th. And then, but we would start in August, like middle of August.
That's how it is now, right?
In the lower 48, for the most part, where I've been until we moved here, it's always been they start in September, you know, usually sometime after Labor Day, and then they'd be done middle of June. But here where I'm living now, they start middle of August and they're out in May. So it depends on where you're at, but for me, summer was always here. So I don't know if it's necessarily changed or it's just we've gotten old, so it feels like it's changed.
No, it changed for sure. Here it changed because I remember going into school September. Yeah, like you said, but now it's August. Now it's in August. Like the last couple of years I was in school, it was in August.
But maybe they get out sooner than you remember.
I don't know. I had to go to summer school like the last 4 years. I was in school, to me, I was always in fucking school. I swear.
You were always in school.
There was 2 years of my high school career, as I like to call it, because I was there 6-7 years. That I was in school year round because I was trying to catch up my credits. And I was going to school almost all day because I had night classes too.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so I was going to school in the mornings, regular 8-hour shift at school, and then after that, I would go to night classes for 2 hours. Yeah, and then summer school, and then I would pick up some online courses before school started. So I did 4 years of high school in 2.5.
That's impressive.
No, because I was 19 when I graduated. No,
that's still a lot of work.
I was 21 when I graduated.
That's still, but to just still do 4 years of high school in just a couple years, regardless of your age, is still impressive. Regardless of the reason
No,
why, it's still impressive.
no,
Like it doesn't diminish the
no,
accomplishment.
no. Don't applaud me for doing something I should have done.
No, because it's still you accomplished it, didn't you?
No, no, no. I
Did
refuse.
you?
I
Ah!
refuse.
Oh
I
my
didn't go to
god.
my graduation. I refuse. It is not
You
something.
got
It is not
don't
something.
be so
It is not
don't be so
something I'm proud
hard on
of.
yourself.
It's no,
But you
no,
should be proud of it.
no, no,
Oh my god. You know
no.
what? No. Mm.
I'm not proud of it. I'm glad I did it, but I'm not proud of it. I'm proud that I went to trade school and I finished that. I'm proud of that.
Yeah.
But high school was just the fuck's wrong with me?
You gotta be proud of yourself, even if it didn't happen in the way it should have. You still did it.
Mm,
It's accomplishment is an accomplishment.
uh,
That's like saying, like, yeah, I could have done this when I was like 20 and been like successful. But
that's like
I didn't
bitching.
become successful till I'm 40, so I'm not proud of it
That's like
because it took
bitching
too long.
that's like bitching at your child to clean their room the whole week and then being proud that they did it on Sunday.
They did it.
Are you proud though? No, you're like fucking finally, dude. What's wrong with you?
No, I'd still be proud of them.
I wouldn't. I'm like,
I'd be,
fucking.
I'd be like, look at you go, you did it. Do you think maybe we could do it a little sooner next
and
time?
then just be the dinosaurs from Ice Age. Like no.
No, I would be proud. You always got to be proud of your accomplishments.
I'm proud.
even if
I'm
they
proud
take
of other things.
a
It's
little
okay.
longer.
I'm proud of other things.
No, I'm gonna be proud for you.
It was like
Okay?
100 years ago anyway, so whatever.
I don't care. No, 100 years ago for me, maybe. Just like 6 ago.
They're like, what class are you from? Were you at graduated or what class am I? What? They're like, yeah, it's two different things. I'm class of
It's okay,
11.
but then
I didn't graduate in 2014.
yeah, I had my first kid in 2011.
I probably would have too, but I was smart about it.
That's not the point. That's a whole different conversation. Well, samesies.
Samesies. Shit.
It's fine. It's all good.
But yeah, I fucking love the holidays. I don't love the whole stressing about like financial things, but the whole family.
That's
aspect.
why I like when you have so many traditions. When finances are rough, it's okay because the kids
It's worth
remember.
it.
Like you even said, you remember the traditions and the fun
Yeah.
probably more than the presents you actually
Oh
got.
yeah, of course. I probably
And
only
same
remember one present.
I remember
One
some of the presents my mom and dad got me, but they were always like the really expensive ones, and we didn't get
You were
expensive
more
gifts
grateful
very
for them. That's why.
So, like, I remember I got a watch. I was a competitive swimmer, and I got a waterproof watch, and
Nice.
it had a little glow in the light button, and I was like, I was so excited for that watch.
Did you say glow in
and
the
I
light button?
a glow in the dark button. Shut up, shut up, zip it. Glow in the dark button. And I thought it was so cool because I could check my swim times, I could do like stops and all that stuff. It was great. I wore that watch out and my parents probably bought me 2 or 3 different bands. Like I kept going through the watch bands. I had that watch for years. It
That's
was
tight.
yeah,
I
it
re-
was
I
purple.
remember-
It was like my favorite thing ever.
I remember I got a Game Boy once, but one of my presents that I remembered most was I got this Jurassic Park like remote control Jeep.
Mm.
And the only reason I remember it so well is because somebody ran it over like day 2.
That's a sad story.
I know. I was all fucking around with it in the street, the laundromat, and then
Yeah.
somebody ran it over.
Oh, so
I was like, no, and like the remote control aspect of it stopped working, so I just
Mm,
used it as a prop.
that's still sad.
Very sad.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember my watch. I'm pretty sure I got a big wheel once. That
Oh,
might have
that
been a
sounds like
birthday
fun.
present. And then I got a Lego dollhouse one year. And those were like as a child, those were like really big, exciting gifts. And then remember iPod touches?
Yeah.
Yeah, when those came out, my mom had one. She brought it on our road trip, and I was like, "This is the great." I actually gave myself carpal tunnel playing on it, because it
What
was
the
new.
fuck?
It was so new. Second generation
That's
one,
the whitest
like
thing I've heard you say.
I know. There's like it was almost like Guitar Hero, but on the iPod.
Oh yeah, you're just like
iPads,
dee, 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 dee,
the
dee, dee. Yeah.
iPads hadn't come out yet. It was iPods. And oh, I had so much fun. I was like, oh, I want one. And my mom's like, yeah, they're really expensive. I don't think I'll be able to get you one. I'm like, that's okay. I'll just play this.
You mean
And
Santa?
and then for Christmas that year, she bought all us kids one.
Oh
Um,
damn.
yeah, but my dad had like finished his nurse practitioner school, and I think he had so he is. It was. I mean, it was still probably a stretch for them to get, but you know,
That's
it
tight.
was.
I remember when like
It was
the thin
exciting.
one came out, like the touch, so thin. Everyone's
Yeah,
like, "Damn, look how thin it is."
I have one of those somewhere. I don't know
Everybody
where
has one of
anymore.
those somewhere.
Yeah, it used
I
to
had a
be.
nano, like the small one, like the video nano one.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I never had one of those. The iPod Touch was my very first Apple product. I never had when I did like the MP3 players and stuff. I had to get the off-brand
The ones that take
weird.
batteries.
Yeah,
Yeah. I had a
shut.
couple of
I had
those
a
too.
Walkman, okay, and a Discman before I had.
The Walkman, because if you ran with it, you couldn't fucking hear your CD
Yeah, it
or
was
your
a
tape.
cassette, but yeah, cassette tapes.
I remember my brother, my youngest brother, he pulled out a floppy disk. He's like, "The fuck is this?" the
The little floppies or the big floppies?
the little one, the little one.
Oh, okay.
He's like,
I
"What the
remember
fuck is
having like
this?"
roller decks with the big floppy disks.
The big ones are all like this big.
Yeah, they're like the big black ones.
He just it goes right into the fucking computer. Like, damn. Yeah.
Like, yeah,
No, it was a little
they
one, just
were
like this
they were
big.
actually floppy. Those little floppy disks weren't floppy.
Yeah.
The
I thought they
old
were
ones
called
were.
floppy disks because when you take the disc out, it's all like it's all like
No, I'm guessing they were floppy disks because the originals were
floppy.
actually floppy.
I remember he brought it out. I was like, "What the fuck is this?" And I was like, "Hey," I told my brother, "Hey, John, look." He's asking what that is, and we both started laughing. I was like, "That's to look at an eclipse." He's like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Hey, you take it out, you fold it a couple times, and you go like this, and you can see it." For reals? It's a memory card, dude.
I have one of the smaller floppy disks still, and it says like "Mom's cookbook. Don't touch, don't edit, like do not destroy."
Do
It's
not
the original.
overwrite.
It's like the original of her cookbook, and I think I still have it because I'm afraid what'll happen if I get rid of it because it says
You fucking
don't.
get cursed. This curse is gonna fall upon you. All your
Like
food's gonna taste like
I have
shit
her
from now
cookbook backed
on.
up. Like it's on my hard drive, it's on my email, and it's backed up onto my cloud
Yeah, but that's
that
the
I don't know.
original one. That's like
But I have the original one, and I'm like, you know what? I should probably just frame this,
you should frame it.
hang it in my office or
Gonna
something.
fucking curse yourself.
Oh my gosh! But yeah, no, I I like family traditions. They keep the holidays fun and busy. Probably why I like starting Christmas 2 weeks before Thanksgiving.
Have you ever had Christmas like when you were younger and you're like, I don't deserve any of these fucking presents. Now I was like, fuck yeah, I did good that year.
Well, no, not necessarily. I always felt really grateful for all of them.
Oh yeah, of course.
I
Yes,
don't know if I ever felt like undeserving,
I did a couple
but
times.
it was just like, I was a good kid.
So
Like,
was I.
I bullshit. I didn't break rules. I didn't break rules. I listened to my mother and father for the most part. Like, so no, I never felt like undeserving. That didn't really cross my mind, but I was always really grateful and really thankful, and appreciative
Oh
of
yes,
getting
yes, of
presents.
course. But I was
So
like, there's a couple Christmas I was like, no.
My kids, on the other hand, they are entitled little brats, and they would like if I woke up on Christmas morning and only got 2 presents, I would be happy as a kid, I think, for the most part. If my kids
I
woke
would
up
be
on
too, yeah.
Christmas morning and they only got 2 presents, they'd be like, "What the fuck?
What did I do?
Where's the rest?" Like they would not be okay. And so I'm failing as a parent on that part. But
It's all right. They'll figure it out eventually.
yeah, it really is. As a kid, I really enjoyed giving too. Like I liked giving presents. And even now, I much prefer to give presents than receive them. I don't like receiving presents. It makes me uncomfortable. So,
That's hypocritical, but it was okay. We'll let it
I know.
slide.
But yeah, I much prefer to give than receive gifts. But that's just me. And my
Yeah.
kids are just like, "What do you mean give presents?" Like, no, I get them. Like,
What is this share you're talking about?
I
Who is
know.
that?
But I will
But
say that the girls are pretty good at like thinking about things to get their siblings. So like Elena is always thinking about what she could get Elisa and vice versa. So I'm doing okay, I
it's
think.
funny when they ask, like, they don't live with each other.
Yeah.
What do you think she'll like? You guys share the same fucking room. How am I supposed to know?
I know. You know better than I do. Kids. Kids make the holidays a lot of fun.
Yes, they do.
They really
Like,
enhance the experience. They
like,
take a lot away too, like all my baking, but worth it.
yeah. Before I had my kids, my brother's kids, they were fun to watch.
You're asking about ideas for your kids when they get older. There's this one that I saw online, and I might implement this with my girls. And you know how like kids wake up early before their parents, and so they get to see the presents and everything, and the parents miss all the magic because they're fucking tired from staying up till 2 in the morning.
It's wrapping presents, yeah.
Wrapping presents. These people, and maybe you've seen it on TikTok, they like wall off their living room with wrapping paper.
So they can run through it, or
So well,
so they
so
make
the kids
noise.
know. So the kids know not to go in. The kids don't see they don't see anything.
Oh,
They go and get the parents, and then they all do it like as a family, and so both parents can see and experience the
well, I need a
magic.
house for that first.
Well, he said
Let's work on
that
that.
step one.
Santa, I need a house.
But yeah, so that's something I might, even though my kids are, Elise is like 11, but Elena's still 4. So it's still, and she is always up at the freaking crack of dawn.
I know today
But it
my
would be
kids
nice
woke
to
up.
like wall off the living room so that they can go get themselves breakfast. But you have to have good kids and not crazy ones. I feel like Elena might be the crazy one that would burst through and be like, "I don't care," and she would just rip it open.
She wouldn't understand the assignment. She would just run right
No,
through it.
she would. No, she would understand. She wouldn't care.
Oh,
My,
I
my
feel like
kids
I
are not.
wouldn't understand. If that happened to me when I was
Elisa.
young, I think I would have ran through it like a football fucking flyer.
But what if you waited for your parents?
No, I think
If you knew.
like the moment I see wrapping paper like blocking something off, I'm like, oh, they want us to open it, like it's a
I know,
present.
but if they told you like the night before, like a few days, like we're gonna wrap up the living room.
Oh, okay, if
Nobody
they
go in
explained
there.
it, there's the next. Then
Yeah.
I'm already being mischievous.
Yeah. See,
But
my kid
if there
would
was
not.
no explanation, and we
Yeah.
were to
Obviously.
understand that we could open our presents in the morning, that would just tell me, hey, this is also a present. Go ahead and open it.
Yeah, no, I could tell my kids, and Elisa would listen 100%. She's my angel child. Elena is the opposite. She'd be like, "Oh, okay," and then in the morning she'd be peeling the corner, going,
Like you weren't gonna notice.
"Yeah." And so no, Elena would not. She's a rule breaker, 1,000%. So like I said, good kids, yes. Mischievous children, hit or miss. I have one of each. So
I have 2 of the mischievous ones.
Elisa's older now. I think she would be mischievous, but she'd be better about me not knowing.
Like if I put them to sleep early, I'm like, fuck, they're gonna wake up early as fuck.
Yep.
I'm awake like today. I woke up and they had opened because I had a bag of like popsicles, lollipops.
Yeah. Mm.
The little lollipops. What are they called? The dum dums.
Dum-dums. Yeah.
I had a whole bag of dum dums so I can reward them with those
Yeah.
when they did their chores and stuff like that. And they found them, and I was asleep, and I woke up and there was like 20 of them half licked all over the fucking floor. There's a fucking ball of wrapping paper over there, and I was just like, and I woke up, I was like, you guys fucking suck. And they think they're all slick. They're hiding the fucking lollipops.
I didn't do it. Like,
and I feel bad about it, but I made them pick them up and throw them away. The whole bag, everything.
yeah, too.
They throw everything away, pick everything up, all the lick ones, all the new ones in the trash. They're gone. You guys fucked up.
I did that with a whole bag. I did that with a bag.
I threw away half of that bag. It's gone.
So sad. I would have pulled it back out. I'd be like,
no, it's gone. It's.
No, I would have said
they have to understand.
Yeah, pull it out and then you save them for later when they're not there.
Nah, it's gone. It's gone because they're just gonna look for it again.
Well, no, you throw it away, let them see that, and then when they're not looking, you take it out.
They're gonna find it again.
You put it in your underwear drawer.
That's where they got it from.
Oh, never mind. You need better hiding spots.
I'm in a room. It's not like I have a whole house of ideas.
Nah, you need to put like a lockbox in the corner up in the top. They'll never know.
They understand though. I have those boxes right there, and then they just point at it. Yeah. I'm like, what are you gonna do to get what's in there? Huh? What's gonna happen? No. I can't wait. Especially since I asked for the days off.
Yeah.
Before the Christmas. Yeah, I'm gonna have fun. It'll be great. Hope you guys enjoyed that episode of the Rolling Thick podcast. Don't forget, we record these episodes live over at twitch.tv/The Rolling Thick.
We go live normally on Thursday night at 8:30 p.m. Pacific time. We love interacting with chat and hearing your stories and opinions and suggestions, so come stop on by.
The podcast can be found over at Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and Stitcher.
If you guys want to get updates about the lives and watch clips of the podcast and behind the scenes shenanigans, you can follow and message us on TikTok or Instagram at The Rolling Thick.
And remember, if no one loves you, we love you. Yeah.
Yeah, we did it.